Welcome to Value Vest Daily, where we analyze various hot topics related to health, food, and lifestyle. Today, we're diving deep into a substance that's in every single cell of your body. But man, it has a complicated reputation. We're going to ask the big question: is cholesterol an unsung hero, or is it a hidden villain? Let's figure it out.
All right, before we jump in, a really quick but important heads up. This is all for informational purposes. It is absolutely not medical advice. Please always talk to a healthcare professional about your own health concerns. Okay? Let's go to it. For decades, you've probably been told to fear cholesterol, right? That it's the enemy. But is that the whole story? Is it really that simple? Let's start from the very beginning. So what even is cholesterol? Well, think of your body as this incredibly busy, bustling city. Cholesterol, it's the essential building material, this waxy, fatty stuff that you absolutely need to function. And get this, here's the kicker. About 80% of it doesn't even come from your food. Your own liver makes most of what you need right at home. And this stuff is a true multitasking hero, I'm telling you. It's like the glue that gives your cell walls their strength and their flexibility. It teams up with sunlight on your skin to create this sunshine vitamin, vitamin D. It's the starting block for crucial hormones like estrogen and testosterone, and it even helps you digest fat by making bile acids. I mean, without cholesterol, our city would literally crumble. Okay, so if cholesterol is so vital, how does it get from point A to point B to do all these incredibly important jobs? It's not just floating around randomly. It needs a pretty sophisticated transportation network. And that whole system kicks off with what you eat. When cholesterol comes in from your food, bile acids break it down and package it into these little delivery trucks. Your liver then steps in and acts like the central traffic cop, deciding where everything needs to go. It's a really smart system, and it's all designed to keep things in balance. Now, these delivery trucks, they come in two main types, and you've probably heard of them. HDL, which we often call the good cholesterol, is like the city's cleanup crew. It goes around, gathers up any extra cholesterol, and hauls it back to the liver for disposal. And then you've got LDL, the so-called bad cholesterol, which is really just the delivery service, taking cholesterol out to the cells that are calling for it. You need both for the city to run smoothly. But hang on. If both are essential, this brings us right back to our big question. At what point does this story take a dark turn? When does our hero start acting like a villain? And here it is. This is the plot twist. The true villain isn't actually LDL cholesterol itself. No, it's what happens to it when things go wrong. The real culprit is a chemical process called oxidation, and it creates something nasty called oxidized LDL, or ox-LDL for short. So how does this even happen? Well, it's kind of like a three-step process. First, you just have too many of those LDL delivery trucks hanging around in your arteries, a traffic jam. Next, they get attacked by these unstable molecules called free radicals. Think of them as byproducts of things like pollution or inflammation. This attack damages or oxidizes the LDL, turning it from a helpful delivery truck into something sticky and toxic. It's literally like a brand new piece of metal turning into a piece of rust. And it's this rusty, sticky, toxic version of cholesterol that begins to cause major, major problems inside the very delicate lining of our blood vessels. See, this oxidized LDL is no longer helpful. It actually invades the artery wall, which triggers an alarm, an immune response. Your body sends in its own cleanup cells to deal with the mess, but they just get totally overwhelmed. They eat so much of this rusty LDL that they become these bloated things called foam cells. And these foam cells are the building blocks of plaque, which narrows your arteries and sets the stage for really dangerous clots. Here's a great way to picture this. Imagine your arteries are like garden hoses, okay? Normal cholesterol just flows through, like water. Easy. But that oxidized stuff, it's like sticky debris that clings to the sides, building up and up until it creates a dam. And eventually, that pressure can cause the whole hose to burst. And the consequences of these clogged pipes aren't just theoretical. They are measured in millions of lives, and a truly staggering global health problem. Look at this number. In 2021 alone, high LDL cholesterol was linked to an estimated 3.6 million deaths worldwide. That is the incredible scale of this issue. And the trend, well, it's heading in exactly the wrong direction.
Projections are showing that if we keep going like this, cases of cardiovascular disease linked to high cholesterol could surge by an alarming 90% by the year 2050. And the science just keeps getting clearer. A recent NIH study confirmed high LDL seriously increases heart disease risk. Another study linked higher levels of that rusty, oxidized LDL to much worse outcomes after a stroke. The evidence is just piling up. Managing this is absolutely critical. And the damage isn't just to your heart and brain either. This state of imbalance is also linked to a whole host of other issues. We're talking fatty liver disease, diabetes, and even that feeling of cognitive fog. It's a powerful reminder of just how connected everything in our body really is. Which brings us all the way back, full circle, to where we started. After seeing its heroic side and its potential for absolute villainy, what's the final answer? Well, the verdict is in. Cholesterol itself is not the villain. It's an essential hero that our bodies literally cannot live without. The true villains here are imbalance and oxidation. The story only turns dark when there's too much LDL and it gets damaged, it gets rusty. So the key isn't to get rid of cholesterol, but to maintain a healthy, happy balance. Please subscribe, like, and share Value Vest Daily to aware life-changing topic covering your health and happiness. Hey, one more thing. Please put in comment if you want us to deep dive any specific topic. Thanks for watching.